Letters from over yonder, letters from over yonder, letters from over yonder, from way over yonder.
This is Will Callery, and this is the 6th of 11 intertwining allegorical short stories in a winter anthology by yours truly. This one is entitled The Forest of the Deep Fetch. Though a heavy winter snow has not yet fallen, the frosty breath of my steed does attest to the fact that the temperature has. Winding through the mysteries of the old-growth forest that I knew back in my younger days as the Forest of the Deep Fetch, my steed and I, in awesome wonder, do gently lace our way through, amongst, and beneath the venerable old giants of days gone by, out of whose hallowed heights burgeoning boughs like massive arms reach up into the winter sky above, displaying what can only be described as an ancient yearning for their Creator, for their roots do run deep. High up in their windy spires, in the grasp of the finer fingers of the younger little spindles and branches of these deeply rooted, massive old-timers, bedwells the ever-mounting expectation of a celestial adornment to come. Christ the King. To these stately wonders, the majesty of a heavy winter snow is but a harbinger of a far greater wonder yet to come. With great expectations, they spend their entire lives in a deep, yearning adoration for the second coming. They consider everything prophetic, from the slightest summer breeze to the heaviest winter snow. Oh, how these gentle giants do yearn for his return. And when in the restless throes of a tempest, oh, why they are a sight to behold. Is it any wonder why I do enjoy their company so? However, between this past Thanksgiving Day in that lodge hidden in the Forest of the Deep Fetch and the upcoming celebration of the virgin birth of Jesus Christ, the Creator of the heavens come to earth, there is a lengthy stretch of ruthless Roman road that runs right through the wilds and the woolies of humanity that I must navigate. And from what I understand, it is one of the favorite haunts of the bushwhackers of the souls of men, where souls are taken captive and caged in religious structures built by men who, with great swelling words, religious programs, condemnation, Oscar-winning theatrics, Grammy Award-winning performances, doctoral oratory skills, and that great golden calf of Christendom, the almighty dollar, do persuade and convince the unaware, from the narcissist to the fearful to the naive, that if they simply repeat after me, they have been saved from the wilds and the woolies of the evil one, and that no matter what, nothing can snatch them from below, and that they have indeed not only attained eternal fire insurance, but that the great transfer of wealth will in due time be added to them, and that no matter how they live their lives, they are forever saved by the great love of God. Oh yes, for some strange reason, they not only disdain the Spirit of God and those who are in possession of the evidence of such a treasure, but gaze upon the gifts of the Spirit and the evidence as nonsense. 1 Timothy 4, 1-3, and 2 Timothy 3, 5, and Matthew 15, 9. Now, being several weeks out from having to negotiate that notorious neck of the woods where these bushwhackers of the souls of men are known to lie in wait, that ruthless old Roman road took an unexpected turn, dropping off into what can only be described as a very disturbing, seemingly boundless expanse of sulphurous bogs, sloughs, quagmires, and, strangely enough, towering obelisks rivaling in stature the Tower of Babel, not to mention the slumbering old dead snags, whose crowns did centuries ago reach into the heavens. How unearthly it was to see such towering man-made obelisks, steeples, rivaling the Tower of Babel in stature, rising up out of and through such a stench, as if they were trying to pierce the thick and ominous heaviness above to let some sunlight in and perhaps get a frantic breath of fresh air. Even though these obelisks, these steeples, lumbered over the imposing heights of the most Herculean of the old dead snags, they couldn't break through the ominous, heavily laden skies above. These towering obelisks, steeples, had obviously been preaching to these old dead snags for centuries that they were wealthy, of great stature, towering over others, had need of nothing, and that they would live forever. Revelation 3:17. Little did they know that they were indeed living forever, that they had already been plucked up and were suffering the second death of the double dead, who had, however, not yet been cast into the lake of fire, at which time they would most assuredly realize that the heavenly herald, come out of her my people, had been bouncing off their obstinate covering, their religious structures, for centuries. Revelation 18:4, Revelation 20:14, 21:8, and Jude verse 12. It was only after making my way up and out of the sulphurous, Stygian bottomlands of the plucked up and double dead into the cool breezes of the earth that I realized I had just crossed the river Styx, that murky, vaporous morass that separates the living from the dead, and made it out again. Before ever traversing that neck of the woods a second time, I would gladly take a shortcut through Nineveh. It was then and there that I noticed, stretched out before me through what seemed to be thousands of miles of endless salt flats, a straight and narrow, yet heart-worn highway, where built up on each side of it were a blue jillion denominations, all claiming the straight and narrow as their own. From the ancient Nicolaitans to the Unitarian Universalists, from old Dan Tucker to old Joe Smith, from long dresses and bondage to the Pentecostal squirrel, from the peppermint prophets who love handing out candy to the God's gonna get you boys, from the what me worry kid to the not to worry about the flesh, it's the soul Jesus is after, to I'm just an old sinner saved by grace, and a blue jillion more ring-tailed religions, every one of them claiming that they were the way, the truth, and the life, and that the straight and narrow was owned by them alone. Unfortunately, none of them even had the slightest notion that they were void of the Spirit and in grave need of a great awakening. 2 Thessalonians 2:1-3, and Matthew chapter 24. Now, not to the point of sweating great drops of blood, yet in the dire straits of my own human perplexity, with my head in my hands and my heart in a quandary from considering the tangled mess that lay up ahead, I strongly pondered heading back for the duration to linger in the forest of the deep fetch amongst those venerable old oaks of righteousness, those great hearts of old. For among those old-timers, a man my age certainly does feel at home and somewhat younger. Why, the thought even occurred to me that if I went back and lingered long enough, perhaps I might take root and become one of them. For these old oaks of righteousness are not only splendid company, they are, as the truth has it, the planting of the Lord. However, to backtrack, I would have to once again cross the river Styx and journey through the land of the plucked up and the double dead. Oh, deep in the fetch of an alternate route was I, when my thoughts were interrupted by a loving, gentle, warm, yet powerful voice saying, "Do you not remember the desperate soul that you once were 40 years ago? Do you not remember when He found you laying by the side of the road, how He scattered the wolves and carried you home? Do you not remember when I said, 'Everything I have, son, is yours, but you've got to go back into the midst of those wolves'? Do you not remember when I told you, 'Son, I have another', when I gave you my word, You gained a brother, a kinsman redeemer, a warrior king. And how he would deal with those wolves? You just bring in my sheep through that cross over yonder to that river that flows from the throne of your Father to all those dry, thirsty souls. He is the river of life. He is the river of delights. And you are to tell them they can drink from that river any old time. Do you not remember when I told you of my fine afternoon? How you will look high and low through the heavens and the earth, through the mysteries and the wonders of this whole universe, and you will find no danger, no death, no devils, no goons. Will you find anywhere on my fine afternoon? Do you not remember? Encouraged by the Spirit, I put my concerns behind me, mounted up and struck back out into the winter of my years for my destination, that city not made by the hands of man, reminding myself that scattered here and there throughout the perils of this present evil world, and also still safely nestled in the nooks and crannies of the remnants of the forest of the deep fetch, all lit up with the warm glow of the glory of God, are many clandestine lodges for the wayfaring man, the very haven that Jeremiah longed for so long ago, Jeremiah 9:2, and that I do genuinely not only have a powerful friend that sticks closer than a brother, Proverbs 18:24, but that his signs and wonders will follow me, Mark 16:17-18, until I arrive at the gates of that city made just for me by the son of an earthly carpenter, born of a virgin, the Son of Man, the Son of David, the Son of God, Emmanuel, God with me. Leaving you with hopefully much to ponder, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. God bless you, one and all.
In the days of the Great Awakening, walking on the wings of the wind, you came and dwelt with me in this heart, a newfound friend. O'er hill and dale and roundabout, as lengthy rivers wind, between sunny knobs and falls of a rough, this newfound friend of mine stuck close like a brother, his eyes deep pools of truth. What kind of friend could melt a heart so hard and cold and blue? My timbers shook, my walls came down, he stood there in my stead, as beams of light and drops of blood raised me from the dead.
This is Will Callery. Thank you for lending an ear. Be sure and stay tuned for episode 7 of my winter anthology. God bless you, one and all.